today. I'm with one of the most business people, beautiful young lady. Her name is Diana, and she is a Ugandan, of course, because we're gonna be talking all things Ugandan, and plus what Diana gets up to. She does like traveling to Uganda. She mentioned that Uganda, she feels like when she's in London, she feels like this is not her home. She's like, her spirit and soul are like not feeling. Her body might be here, but in terms of spirit and soul, it's like, Uganda.
Yeah.
It's a conversation. So, anyway, Diana has modeled for us before, had one of her Power Chat fashion outfits. She looked amazing. Very, very beautiful. Very beautiful soul. Always kind. Always polite.
Aww.
Just talking and being something of which we all aspire to. Just being available when you need it.
Gosh, I feel so many compliments. I'm like, thank you.
Dan, welcome to Power Chat TV.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Fantastic. You look amazing.
Thank you.
She is like...
You look great yourself. I like this. I like the combination. I see Uganda here going on. Mm-hmm.
She's always like, looking fabulous on Instagram and Facebook and all these social media platforms. Doing all these nice
You're going to
poses.
give me a big head today.
No, but you know what? It is true. It is true. I'm not going to lie. She is always looking fabulous.
I try.
And I always ask, what inspires you to look good all the time? Is it your followers? Is it my followers?
No, do you know what? Like, growing up, I remember I just had this sense of like wanting to feel good. And for me to feel good, I have to look good for myself. Like, even like at the age of 10, 11, I used to take clothes to school that I wasn't happy with what they were giving me to wear to school. So I would put clothes in my bag and I'll get to school and I'll change in the bathroom. I'll change and I'll put different clothes on. I'll change my hair. So by the time it's time to go home, I'd put my hair back up and I'll change my clothes again. I just liked to look good for myself. Like, I've always been like that. Always.
Fantastic. Someone that always loves looking good.
I think it's important. It's part of confidence, though, isn't it? Looking good for yourself and feeling good.
It is part of confidence, and I like looking good when I can. And when I'm at home, I usually just look like a tramp.
Everyone does. Everyone.
Not that we're dissing tramps. I mean, people that tried. We're not dissing the tramps, but anyway, it's just one of them. Keeping it casual.
Yeah.
Anyway, thanks for the tea.
I've got us anymore.
It's true. I did cook for a while. Anyway, let's live that
Okay.
alone. You've recently come from Uganda.
Mm-hmm.
You obviously, Diana is a CEO of a hair company, and if you see her beautiful locks, as the that is all her looks. We'll get some pictures and we'll show you. Is it hair?
Azite. It's funny because I like to hear how people pronounce it. Yeah. Some people say Azit, some people say something else. And it's like interesting to hear how you pronounce it. It's okay.
Azite. What's the inspiration for that?
Right. Azite came from my surname. My surname is Nanteza. Mm-hmm. And at the end of Nanteza, there's Teza. Mm-hmm. So I took the Teza, I played with it, and it was Azite.
Okay.
Well, not Azite, it was Azita, and then I added the A, like Beyonce. But after careful research, I found out in Arabic, Azite means humble, noble, and free. And I was like, I did well.
She's humble, noble, and she's free.
Yeah, so...
Okay, fantastic. Anyone out there that wants to get some lovely hair,
if you like what you see,
we'll get closer pictures and show you. Feel free to get in touch. We've put all our contact details on the bottom of this screen, and you can feel free to get in touch and get yourself some very beautiful hair. But for someone like me, it's not my thing because I don't wear hair.
funny enough, we are working on men's wigs. So, you know, after a while, when you decide to lose that part, I've got you. I can hook you up.
Although some parts of my hair is
But
disappearing.
it doesn't look like it's going to happen to you.
I don't, it doesn't run in the family, I'm afraid.
Yeah.
We don't have like, Baite Chiwalat.
Yeah.
We don't have it running in the family, so in my...
You know, when people start to lose that part,
yeah.
You'd call it a toupee.
Yeah. I'm more of a toupee. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd get the guts to actually wear a toupee.
You'd be surprised. It would look really, really natural. Seriously.
I am one of them guys who'd be like, you know, just shave it, just cut it all off, just cut it off, just get rid of it, just cut it off.
Do you know what? I'll be honest. Like, I don't get it when guys hold on to when they hold on to the sides. I'm like, just let it go, let it go. I prefer a bald head. I think it looks really neat when a guy's got a bald head. He's got a beard, and it just looks nice and neat.
Head.
Yeah, I prefer it. What do you think, ladies? I don't know. I personally, I prefer it.
I'm gonna go down the route of I'm alright where I am till my hair falls off. Then I'll just cut it off. Imagine having a toupee. Before going further, give us a breakdown of your business, and we'll go down to the next topic.
Okay, so my business is Azita, and we're based online. And I actually have my sister. It's a family business. I have my sister who I work with, and she is basically like my business partner. She's been with me from beginning, and we have brought the company to such a level whereby we have customers from all over the world buying our hair. So we just get it from our manufacturer, and we provide their hair online. So after they order, we ship it to wherever they are. So say for instance a piece like this would be available around like maybe £400 or £500 or less, depending on the length that you want. And we've got different styles. We've got coloured hair, we've got short hair. So yeah, we've got hair that suits anyone.
Human
really
hair?
Yeah, it's all human.
Is it?
100% human. Our hair actually is an investment. I always say to my customers, if you're going to buy hair from us, just know that it's going to last you at least 4 years.
Wow, you're going to wear a wig for the same wig.
But imagine how much hair you're buying within 4 years. Imagine how many times you're buying like really bad hair.
Do you know, I'm being a bit naive now. I don't know, because it's not my real.
No, not you.
So,
but like most women would understand, like imagine every month you're doing your hair, you know, times that by 12, times that by 24, you know, it all adds up. So yeah, that's what I do, and I absolutely love what I do. I meet so many amazing women.
Can imagine.
Yeah. I love women.
So
I just
everything hair, Azita.
Everything hair, everything women,
Azita.
everything fitness. You know, I
Yes,
love
yes.
being fit.
She does do a lot of Instagram videos and exercise. And
Yeah,
stuff
like
that.
I do a lot of like fitness training and stuff like that. Just showing tips on like how to work out and stuff.
Do you know, I'm so lazy when it comes to fitness.
Really?
It's just gonna come down to the doctors again. If you don't go to the gym, you're gonna die on it. You're just gonna die. Do you know, I was going to the gym when the pandemic began. I just lost my kudos, and I like exercising late at night because I want to go to the gym when it's just me. I don't like asking somebody, "Oh, can I use that?" Or can I? When you're gonna finish, I just want to get onto something.
If you want to go when no one is there, go in the morning.
No.
Yeah.
I'm in bed. I'm sleeping.
How badly do you want it?
Not bad to get up in the morning to
Okay,
go.
fair enough.
I'm in bed.
Well, you don't want it that bad.
My beauty sleep is like beautiful. It's
Yeah.
it's like I sleep and I feel like it's just heavenly.
I'm not saying I'm perfect. I don't work out every day or whatever. But I just feel like it has to become part of your life. Only because, honestly, I just feel like when I get to a certain age, I want to feel good. When I get to my 40s and 50s, I just want to feel good about myself. And it makes me feel good. After I finish working out, I feel like Superwoman.
Yeah.
You're going to feel like Superman. Just do it.
I will work out because obviously I need to be able to keep up with, the lifestyle.
With what?
The lifestyle. I don't want to be just saying run is not good enough.
Okay.
Anyway, now you've been to Uganda recently, and obviously you were there maybe, I don't know, when did you get back?
I got back 2 weeks ago.
Okay, so you've come back from Uganda and you've seen what's going on in Uganda.
Yeah.
What is your stance in terms of the political situation in Uganda?
Boy, oh boy. I first and foremost have to say that I just hate seeing innocent people dying. And that for me, I think, regardless of what happens, I just feel like we need to really create an atmosphere in a country that people should feel safe in. And what's happening honestly breaks my heart. Being there, I felt almost responsible in asking myself, like, what can I do? And you just feel so helpless. You really do, because we're used to going to Uganda and going to parties and, you know, and enjoying it and coming back and going back into work. But this time round, I came back and my heart was just heavy. So I'm a Christian woman. So of course, you know, it's not enough to just pray, of course, but I think prayer is very, very important. And for whoever anyone is supporting, I think the number one thing is to pay for a peaceful transition. Because either way, I feel like no matter who wins, it's definitely
Going to be chaotic.
Yeah, I can't imagine it being peaceful. No.
Okay. I've got different political stands, and I've got to say, whoever wins, let's be honest, we do want to change in Uganda. Uganda's doing change. It's been crying out for a change.
Yeah.
And the most popular person right now, who people are looking at for that change, is juggling the center.
Yeah, it's Bobby Wine.
Yeah.
But I think at this point, if I'm completely honest, again, we all know what's happening, but the truth is people want change regardless of who it is. That's how I feel. So I think people have had enough. I definitely felt that while I was there. I felt like people have definitely had enough. And how you know that is people willing to risk their lives. They're willing to die for it. They're willing to die for change, and that's really where we are at the moment. I just hate seeing. You know, I got my father sending me stuff, and I was seeing videos of people brutally injured, and it just honestly broke my heart. It broke my heart. So people just want change.
People want change, and you know what? Change is coming.
Yeah.
Change is coming. So what?
And I also would like to add that I think when it comes down to power in general, if we talk about power, regardless of who you are, you're tested once you receive power. And I think countless of times he has been given power, and it's allowed him to maybe feel slightly invincible, which is natural for anyone to feel. Imagine time after time, election after election, you know, it's you, and it works out for you. And you're going to grow confidence. And I think this time round, unfortunately, I think he's played his cards. And I don't, it's not an age thing. Because we've had leaders who, say for instance in America, leaders who are at that age, you know, they're in their 70s, going into 80s. But I think give someone else a chance. And what are you really holding on to? Because you've done the best. I mean, if we're talking about doing the best that he can, he's done the best that he can at this point. And I think it's only noble of him to serve his country in saying that I've finished serving your country, my country. He would be serving us. In order to serve us, he has to serve us by giving someone else a chance to show us what they can do.
Or maybe I'll probably say if he said, you know what, I'm going to leave, he can probably, he had an opportunity to mould somebody to take over power from him.
You know what? I just thought of something. Do you know people wouldn't really have a problem with him being there if they were getting what they necessarily need to function in their country? Example, jobs. Example, greater economy. Example, healthcare. If they were getting those necessities, I'm pretty sure they wouldn't be so desperate for change. Don't you think so?
I don't know, probably not, because if you look at history, there's always a need for change of a face. Uganda's type of democracy, I was discussing this with MC Mosaic, the type of democracy Uganda has is what you'd clarify as, in my opinion, as a military democracy. It's a democracy that's run by the military. And till it's completely put back into the hands of the people, then it's still going to be a military, because at the end of the day, if you look at other countries like, say, I don't know, China or whatever, they've become rich from being communists. China is probably the richest country on the planet right now, and that's got the most power, but they're communists.
Yeah.
And however, they've managed to resource out their wealth away from China and literally probably bought half of the world.
Yeah.
So since
that again goes back to growing the economy. Do you see that the people?
Yeah, but
it's never going to be perfect.
Yes, but there is people in China who absolutely hate the ruling, what you classify as the ruling elite. They just go, we're suffering, we're going through all this and blah blah blah, and it's just. But then
can we have it all? No, we can't, because China now has taken over America. It's the most powerful nation in the world. When Corona happened, everyone stood still because everything's made in China.
Exactly. So that's why when you're saying that if he did well, it'd be alright. It just wouldn't, because there's always going to be something that is just not going to work, not going to be right.
Yeah.
And you can't please everyone. You can't please everyone. That is true.
Yeah.
Being a boss or a CEO or whatever on top of a mountain, unfortunately, you will not please anyone. So I
think every leader has their weakness, and I don't want to say that Bobby Wine is this, Bobby Wine is that, but we have to be objective and look at the fact that everyone, humans as we are, has their weakness, and we just don't know what Bobby Wine is yet.
They are witnesses. So, as a person, I guess you. No,
as a leader, as in him in power. We will find that out once he is.
Well, okay, now, do you believe Bobby Wine would be? Do you believe he'll be a president?
I'd like to give him a chance, and I've heard him speak, and I'm very impressed. I was kind of sitting on the fence before. I didn't know much about Bobby Wine before, but then after I started to look at his past, and given the fact that I didn't know him before, I looked at him now, and I thought, okay. I looked at his past, and I thought, it's like two separate people. I knew of him, but I didn't listen to his music or anything like that. So when I see him now, I feel like he is a politician. And I think, he might not be a politician by, education and training, but I do think some people are born leaders. And if you listen to his music, he has always been talking about, things that are happening in Uganda. Maybe some songs were, you know, in the club or whatever, or, you know, what people normally sing about. But his songs did have that strong message. You know, he's always called himself the ghetto president. And so it's funny to see the power of words. I said this to someone the other day. The power of what you say about yourself is so important. Look at that. He was calling himself the ghetto president, and he had no intentions of being a president. But he created I honestly, you can have an idea to do something, but for it to actually happen, you know?
Some people say
he had his own tribe.
Some people say that Bobby Wine is a project of Museveni.
Oh, please.
Some people say
that doesn't make sense. They're two complete different people with two different ideologies.
Because if you the reason why I say this is because if you look up Besigye, for instance, when he sort of had a rocket start, and then he's left Museveni, he's gone to South Africa, he's done his thing, he's come back, he's run for, I don't know, is it 4 elections? And he's run for 4 elections, and every single time he's not sort of reached the pinnacle. He's knocking on the door, but the door's not opening. Do you see the same thing happening to Bobby Wine?
No, I don't, because Bobby Wine has gone from this is Uganda's election to the whole world. I've got friends that are not into Ugandan politics, friends that are from completely different countries, and they're telling me about what's happening in Uganda. I feel like this is a revolution. I feel like this is a revolution. I feel like things are going to be completely different when it comes to Bobby Wine, because he's targeting a completely different generation. This is a generation that is online, you know, doing hashtags. Besigye didn't have that. He didn't have that. He didn't have that kind of tribe that would die for him. So I don't see that happening, no. I feel like even if Bobby Wine is to lose, he's still going to have that tribe that wants change. And I'm not sure if they're going to stand for it. I'm not sure if they're going to stand and say, okay, we've given up if Museveni wins. And that's why I say this election is different. It's like no other.
Okay, I mean, I've got to admit, I say Bobby Wine has is having an absolute momentum behind him, and it looks like the powers that be, the powers around the world, sort of backing him, which is good. And I'm hoping that
it's a concern. It's a concern when I see, this is for me personally, when I see America involved, and I know they have been involved, and I'm not going to go into the details, but I just feel like we should really focus on creating our own movement and our own story, our own beginning. I'm a Pan-African at heart, and I really believe that if we all stand together and unite together as a country, we can do so much. We don't always have to lean to the West, because what's going to happen is they're going to use that as an excuse.
Yes, that is true, but unfortunately, how things work, Uganda has several minerals, from gold to petrol to I don't know, platinum, whatever, and all these are interest. Our sources have a lot of interest in these minerals, so they're not going to sit down and go, okay, we'll let you guys sort of get on with it.
And I appreciate that they're not going to do that, but let's be smart in how much we allow them to have.
Exactly.
And that's what I think Bobby Wine is going to be very good at.
Okay, if you believe.
I do. I think
I don't have a lot of belief in terms of the outside influences, the powers that be, or whatever they are. But I'm just hoping that at least, you know, we're going to change. I'm going to make it official by just saying that I support change. if change is coming through Bobby Wine, then so be it. You know, let's go for it. And I am 100% saying we do not want the NRM ruling the country anymore. We just need change.
Yeah.
And the person who's bringing the biggest change right now is his former musician, or who's still a musician, who's. However, my only fear, because how Uganda and say this countries work is the institutions are so weak. They're so weak. So when the incoming powers or the incoming leadership comes in, it takes a while to get these institutions up and running again. So I'm hoping that the institutions are able to survive. If I'll give an example, like the education system or the Ministry of Defense.
It happened with Idi Amin, didn't it? The whole country just went frozen, and it was very difficult for, different institutions to come up. Like it's the same hospital.
It's the same as when Museveni took over power, there was no institutions. So it took him maybe 15 years. So I count Museveni's leadership from 15 years when we took power to now, to what's happening, because then you say, okay, what really have you done? I personally believe Museveni has not actually done too badly. It's been okay.
I mean, it's been 30 years. He would have had to do something good,
It would have.
If he hasn't, then what's he been doing? The guy's not. He has not done bad. He started off very well, actually.
Everybody wish him well. But I'm gonna lie, he's not done bad, because Museveni, Bobby Wine is somebody who's come out of Museveni's regime, and all these other people. But we just want to say, we just want change. We want change.
We want a peaceful transition. Because regardless of what happens, the tensions are very high.
And this is where my next question comes from. Do you believe that Bobby Wine should now change his message from being too boisterous into seeing himself as the president or the president-elect? Because let's be honest, he's going to win the votes. That's not like
100%.
That's fine. So should he now see himself as the president-elect? Just throw it out there, take a risk and say you're president-elect, and then start preaching a message of peace, if that makes sense. So we don't reach a crescendo where we are literally our figureheads, and we basically don't have tribalism, where it's like we're just on a tribal war, like what's happened in Rwanda, what happened in Kenya, for instance. We don't want to talk to Uganda, because you have been to Uganda, I go to Uganda every year, and how our lives work in Uganda is the houses we've built them once. We can't build them again.
Yeah.
We don't have the institution saying, okay, somebody's come and built my house, I'm going to redo it just like that. We don't have house insurance, for instance. Those things don't really work in Uganda. So all these things make a difference in terms of a peaceful message.
You think his messages aren't peaceful?
No, his message is fine, but I'm saying from when he's now seen himself as the president-elect, maybe the message needs to change into a because he keeps going on about, look at Gaddafi, look at this, you don't want Uganda to be, because we don't want Uganda to be like Libya.
But when he says that, do you feel like it's almost like a threat?
It is a threat, because Libya has gone from a very, very, very wealthy country feeding its people to, almost 80% of the resources being run by outside companies. And no one's really running it. And the person who they really wanted off was doing a better job than whoever's there now. So we don't want that situation. We want a situation, because we don't have the luxury of being the second biggest producer of petroleum in Africa.
Yeah.
That was Libya behind Nigeria. We don't have that luxury, so everything has to be really thought out and put in place where obviously we expect some sort of cover.
I'll be completely honest. I don't believe that his message should change. Only because I've listened to his messages, and I commend him for being so calm. I think, given the example of what you said, that the the threat. I feel like that comes from giving an example of what could happen if he doesn't. So it's almost like giving him a choice that if you keep doing this to us, then this is going to be the outcome. Because if you can imagine, all Bobby Wine wants to do is go on his campaigns as any other candidate. And so the obstacles are what's fueling him saying something like that. So it's almost like I would say it sounds like a warning or a threat, but to me, how I saw it is, hey, you keep doing this, this is what's going to happen. And I commend his bravery as well. And I know I'm sounding very Bobby Wine, but honestly, I've never seen such bravery in my life. For someone that has never been a politician.
But do you know, if you look at the campaigns...
I don't think his message should change.
No, not changing. Do you know, if you look at the campaigns, if you look at Besigye was very, very outspoken. You know, he was, you know, the
I think, do you know what?
On
I just realised. His message is one thing, but you can't control everyone. There's a few people that I've heard from his side that when I hear them, I hear aggression. When I hear them, I kind of think, okay, guys, do you know what you're saying right now? Do you know that you're actually projecting violence? You know, and I feel like as a leader, you can't control everyone. And maybe that's the case. Maybe there are a few of his followers that are angry. And of course, they have every right to be. But I feel like their message can be diluted slightly if it goes in the wrong hands. Yeah. Okay,
no worries. Do you? We're nearly done. So on the, I'm not sure the date or something like the January the 16th or whatever it is. So you are looking forward to Mr. Say his proper name.
Jagulani.
And
who? His
full name.
Don't put me on the spot. Bobby Wine. Chagulani I can never say the last one. What's the last one again?
Chagulani Sentamo Robert.
Aha.
Yeah.
You see?
Which is another name for Bobby, by the way. Robert, for those that we didn't know that.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, you didn't?
No.
Another name for Bobby is Robert.
Well, I know Rob. Yeah. I think I did know the Robert part. But he doesn't really use it. Everyone always says Chagulani. I know that
Chagulani Sentamo Robert.
Yeah.
Because that's his official name that he was given from birth. I just want to say we wish Robert Chagulani Sentamo, Bobby Wine.
I'm going to be praying. I'm doing a prayer and fast in January, prior to elections. I think if we want change, you know, everyone has their part to play. If it's doing a hashtag, if it's, you know, doing something like this where you're bringing awareness to what's happening, if it's praying, I think everyone has something that they can do to help our country. Because honestly, I feel like Ugandans, especially Ugandans in the diaspora, we don't realize how much power we actually have. And how much we add to the economy. Every time you go back home, you're adding to the economy. You're going there, you're helping people, jobs.
Well, did you know that the diaspora money, our money, is worth to Uganda more than $1 billion?
I believe that.
No, that's what it is. It's more than $1 billion a year.
Wow.
We're not like every 5 years.
And remember, we're not just visiting, we're also sending money to our families.
Yeah.
You know, we're sending money, we're looking after our families, we're working hard. If we can do that, I feel like we're such powerful people. We don't realize the power that we have sometimes. And I know it's hard when you're working a 9 to 5 and you're having to send money to your family and stuff like that. Let's get to a point where we join hands all together and do what we can to help our Uganda, because all of us have family there and all of us want them to be safe, you know.
And I say hallelujah, amen to that. So thank you, Diana, for your time.
You're welcome.
And Pathchat TV, I'll be just.
Thank you for having me.
We're gonna. I mean, what we're doing now is we're trying to get as many Ugandan, many Diaspora and
You're
welcome.
welcome.
And Diana is like, yes, I want to go back to Uganda.
Guys, it's cold. It's cold.
You're going to Uganda, Kato. We're going to take one year go gum.
One year go gum. And poem fu wa. Siri musanyu fu. And mereta ma. Yeah,
yeah, but again, maybe Uganda.
Njagala matoke.